Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Search Arena Academy. In today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the tips that is required for you to pass your Jamb. And I'm going to be telling you how I managed to score high in my Jamb. With this same tip, I used the same tip when I was doing my Jamb then, and I managed to score above 300 in my Jamb. So please, if you are new to my channel, maybe this is your first time of coming to our channel, please try to check on the subscription box that is found below. Try to click on that box to subscribe to our channel, and also share with your friend, because I'm sure that this tip I'm going to be giving you today is going to help not only you, but it's also going to help your friends and everyone that you know that are writing next year's Jamb 2023. All together. Now let's get started with the tips. You see, a lot of students fail Jamb on a yearly basis, not because they don't understand what they are doing, or no, because they don't read. Many students read a lot, but they fail to read what is most important. We read a lot of things that are less important. So what are the tips that you need to follow for you to be able to ace this Jamb and score above 300 in Jamb? Now follow me. The number one tip that I'm going to be showing to you, the first tip is you're going to study Jam Syllabus and what bronchial. Study Jam Syllabus and what bronchial. Now you see, there are a lot of errors that students normally make when they have to write Jamb. Is that they try to get unnecessary materials. Let me take it like that. They get unnecessary materials. Before you start your Jamb, the first thing I need to know is to check the syllabus. How are you going to check the syllabus? You are meant to check the syllabus to understand what are the major topics that Jamb is going to ask questions on from you. Altogether, you will notice sometimes if you check the syllabus, you can easily download the syllabus in your Jamb app by making use of my school. Just try to log into my school. So if you log into my school, you can easily download the syllabus and also the bronchial that will be used for next year's Jamb. Now, if you cross-check the syllabus, you notice that they always write something on each topic. For example, let me take for instance physics. If they are to write physics topic, let's say the first topic is physical quantities and dimension. Now, if you go further, you are going to read some content beneath it. On some of the content is going to read, students should be able to understand this. You see, all these things that Jamb is putting there is just serving as a tips for you, that this is where they want students to major on this. That means their questions will be coming out from where they pinpoint that students should be able to understand these points. For example, now let me say, okay, under physics, for instance, we are talking about fundamental quantities and derived quantities as the first topic. Then you now said students should be able to understand measurement of mass, time, and length. You should understand that they are going to give you something related to measurements on mass, length, and time. Now, studying this aspect of physics will eliminate unnecessary studying altogether. So this is the first step that you need to know before you start studying for your Jamb. Know the syllabus altogether. Then I also talk about the bronchial. Now, many of us does not understand the subjects combination we are going to do in Jamb. That is a lot of error that many students have made in the past. Now, because of that, just like for instance, someone that is going for medicine, just because the person does not love biology, then the person went to choose mathematics. Then you choose math, physics, chemistry, and English. Now, that is Jamb wrong subject combination. Now, if your subject combination is wrong, forget. If you score 390 in Jamb, you will not be given admission on that course that you chose. Altogether, so the first thing is for you to study the bronchial on the course that you want to study. If you want to study medicine, you know that it is important for you to do biology, physics, chemistry, and English. You want to study engineering, it is important for you to do math, physics, chemistry, and English. Why if you want to study law? Law students, you should be able to study, you should be able to do English, literature, and also either CRS or IRS. Then you do government. But you see, some schools might have some special waivers altogether. So you need to cross-check all this before you start studying for Jamb. The school I'm going to choose, maybe I'm to choose LASU. is LASSO having a special waivers? Altogether, did they accept IROS or CROS for their Jamb subject combination, or they accept economics? Because there are some schools that accepted economics and they don't accept religious study. If you want to study law. Altogether, why some schools does not accept that? You need to put not just like someone that wants to study political science. You want to study political science, you don't do. Some schools accept that you should do mathematics to study political science. Altogether, they accepted mathematics, economics, English, and other art science or social science subjects. Why some other school does not accept mathematics? So you need to know all this. Study the bronchial about the school that you want to choose. Now, when you study the bronchial, so that it will not give you not keep your brain as in a kind of trauma. That will not be disturbing that after I've read a lot for Jamb, and at the end I later would score so. Because in the past we have a student like that, in which the student is meant to study computer science, but from the long run he has been doing biology for long. But when it is like a month to the exam, then he switched to mathematics. Altogether, he started studying mathematics. Because of this switching, he was unable to get the score that he required to score. Altogether. So the second tips that I'm going to be giving you today is get recommended textbooks and materials. Altogether, you know, if you check the syllabus, at the end of the syllabus, Jamb do recommend some textbooks for us to read. Altogether, but you see, a lot of students, they read unnecessary materials for Jamb. Many students, because you want to show your colleagues that you are very, very good, so you started reading some unnecessary materials that are cumbersome. Nobody's going to ask you all these advanced questions again in Jamb. The only question I'm going to ask you is only understanding. How do you understand the topics that they're asking? Altogether. So I'm going to be giving you some recommended textbook, and you can also check on my school, as I said earlier on. Check the recommended textbooks and materials for each of your subjects combinations in Jamb. Are you getting? So for those of you that are doing physics in Jamb, I think the textbook that is being recommended for physics in Jamb, may I recommend this for you, because I think this is what I use for my own Jamb, and I was able to make physics to score 90 plus in physics. Altogether, now I would advise you, if you have to do physics in Jamb, to go and get science physics. Science physics is one of the greatest physics that is written by Afolabi J.R. Altogether, science physics is written by Afolabi J.R. So try to get science physics. And again, I want to show you something. Many students make mistake of this by buying different textbooks. You can get, like, some of these students can on each topic, on each subject, some students get maybe say like 3 textbooks. But I'll try to, if it's just only one textbook that you can get, and you can understand everything that is found in that textbook very well, it is okay for you than getting like 9 textbooks and you didn't get one concept behind each of the topics. Altogether, so I'll be recommending science physics for you to study, because that's what I use for my own physics. And also, I'll be recommending integrated mathematics. If you can get integrated mathematics, I think I have one mathematics textbook too that you can also get. That is hidden facts in mathematics. Hidden facts in mathematics. You see, this hidden fact in mathematics has a lot of questions that is being set in the past years in Jamb with well-detailed explanation. So you can get hidden facts in mathematics if you have to do mathematics in your exam. And also, I'll be recommending for those that are doing biology to get explicit biology. Explicit biology is one of the great textbooks for the biology students, and I can assure you that if you can study through these 3 materials I just listed below, that I just listed for you, I'm assuring you that you can get 80 plus in each of your subjects altogether. And for those of you that are doing English, okay, everyone is doing English, I'll recommend that you get this English textbook, which is I have Invisible Teacher in English Language. I think that textbook is very recommended, is very explained. Altogether, Invisible Teacher in English Language for Jamb, and also you can also get A to Z in English Language for Jamb. And I think I saw a book that consists of a lot of laws of English. That is the Fundamental Formulas of English Language. Fundamental Formulas of English Language is written by Barrister Oscar. Altogether, so you can get any of these textbooks for your Jamb examination. altogether. Now, for those of you that are doing chemistry in Jamb, I would recommend that you get a textbook of, let me say, you can have explicit chemistry. I think it's one of the textbooks I just got. Or you get landlord chemistry. Landlord chemistry is quite okay that you can get for your the material that you can study. It will give you concepts and brief concepts on everything that you need in chemistry. Landlord chemistry and or explicit chemistry altogether. Now, if you are doing literature in Jamb, I would recommend you to go and get literature practical guides. Are you getting it? Literature practical guide. It's a textbook. Literature practical guide. And those of you that are doing government, I would recommend you get exam focused governments. Altogether, exam focused government. And if you are doing economics, you can get comprehensive economics. Comprehensive economics. Altogether. Now, these are the textbooks that I will recommend for you. Oh, sorry, the explicit biology. Are you together? The explicit biology is written by O.J. Olaoye. O.J. Olaoye. It is written by O.J. Olaoye. Explicit biology, O.J. Olaoye. This is the man that wrote explicit biology. So you can get this textbook for your biology. That is what's okay for you. I think that's the second tips that I'll be giving to you today. That you should get a recommended textbook. The one that is being recommended from Jamb. Because let me give you the secret behind it. Each of these textbooks asks multiple choice question that you need to study very well. If you are reading each topic on that textbook, try to study the multiple choice question. I'm referring to the objective question there. Please do away with the theory question. And also, if you are reading a textbook, there are some kind of things that many students don't study. I get something now. So check the objective question because they are going to be picking their question from the objective that is there in that textbook. So check the objective question very well and study them altogether. Okay, I think Jamb also recommend new school physics for us because I noticed that in some past years, some of their questions in Jamb were picked from new school. Are you getting something now? That is for that. Now let's move on to the third tip I'm going to be giving you today. Tip number 3 is get rid of distraction. That is the major problem that we have, social media distraction. Now, you see, a lot of students want to read, but because of social media, you don't want to read. You are trying to read. You said, some of you said, I can't read without music. Fine, if that is the thing that is difficult for you to read, try to read with a lovely, cool music that you know that, okay, this thing is going to aid my reading altogether. Now, some of you like to, if you know that you can't read in a noisy area, don't fool yourself by staying in a noisy area to read. It is advisable for you to read in a place whereby there is no noise. We have only little noise there. Try to study in a place where there is no noise. I think you are going to get the best knowledge because there is a difference between you read and you study. Are you together? So if you are reading in a noisy area, there are some concepts that you will not get. So you need to try to read in a place that will be comfortable for you. So that's why I said you need to get rid of distraction. And again, you want to study. I think if it is okay for you, but I don't think that is okay because I'm not sure that many people will be able to do that. If I'm to tell you that okay, that you should deal with your social media like your WhatsApp, your TikTok, your Instagram for like 1 month. Wow, it's just like you're dead. That will become me to myself. I can't deal with my phone for some days. Because I think I'm going to die. You know what I'm saying now? But I'm going to be giving you this that if you want to write exam, if you want to write Jamb, you see, it is advisable for you to, okay, if it is just like you want to read, you want to study for 2 hours altogether, you see these 2 hours, try to do away with your phones. Are you getting what I'm saying now? And again, it is just, we are only fooling ourselves by saying I want to read with my phone. You don't want to read with your phone, you're going to switch on your data. After some minutes, you will see a message popping in. And you don't want to offend people by not answering their messages. So you want to, okay, let me just go and answer this message. From there, you'll be getting distracted. I get it. So you need to do away, get rid of distraction. Anything that can distract you, try to get rid of it. That's the tip number 3 that I use to study for my Jamb altogether. Now, the 4th tip is create the perfect study environment. I think that is another problem. It's look as if to get get rid of distraction, you need to create a study perfect environment. I'll recommend something for you. You don't want to study for Jamb. If it is possible for you to get a public school around you, And you notice something at public schools, during the weekends, like on Saturdays and Sundays, public schools are always quiet. Just beg them in one public school, just go there. It is very cool, and you are going to be receiving cool breeze. Study, you can study as long as you like in that public school. Also, nobody will distract you there. Try to find somewhere to study. Sometimes, let me give you one thing. When I want to study for my Jamb at home, I always do something today. Instead of I will switch off I'll put my phone in airplane mode because I want to study. If I want to study for 2 hours, my phone will be on airplane mode for 2 hours. I will not receive any messages from WhatsApp or Facebook or everything together. And the next thing I'm going to do is that what? I'm going to move away from where my parents is going to find me. And together, they won't be able to call me for, hey, brother, come here, go and get us something I dislike, a form of distraction for me. Because anything that makes you stand up from one position of reading, let me not lie to you, for you to be able to assimilate something will be difficult for you. You need to start again. So because of that, you need to get a place for what your study. So that what nobody will be able to get you. Sometimes they will look for me that, where is this guy? Is he not around? Meanwhile, I might lock myself in my mom's school because my mom has our own school. So I'll just lock myself in my mom's school to just know nobody will be able to find me. They will not know whereabouts about me. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So I think that is another thing. Get a perfect study environment. Now, tip number 5 that I'm going to be giving you today is read and study effectively. Now, a student asked me a question about what is the difference between reading and studying. Now, you see, a lot of students that I see in Nigeria today, they are only reading. Nobody is studying. That is why it is difficult for them to score above 200. How do you read? Many people only read definitions in textbooks. When they saw something like practical, I get what I'm saying. Maybe you are reading like about biochemistry textbook. Now you see some practicalities, we tend to skip it. There are some diagrams that are there that we tend to skip. But you notice something that Jamb nowadays, nobody is going to ask you divine. Nobody is going to ask you the definition as also this thing is who get time for that one. No one is going to ask you that. The only thing they are going to ask you in your exam is number 1. You see, all this practical that you are trying to omit, they are going to ask questions on this practical. Take a look at one example in chemistry. They drew a diagram of something like a gas jar. That diagram is meant for the production of chlorine gas. All together, they now drew the diagram by putting something then, I think a jar like this. If you can see the board, all together, they put a jar like this. Now, they now said inside this place here, they put X. They said the gas that is here is known as what kind of gas is there? Now put chlorine gas, HCl. You know, they just want to understand. Do you really understand the practical that is formed behind it? So if you have to study chemistry, please don't forget. Try to study with the practical because chemistry is dealing with what? Practical. So you see all these diagrams that I see in chemistry: production of chlorine gas, production of ammonia gas, production of water. You know, all these things in chemistry, you should take note of them. Don't just study, okay, I want to study ammonia. And I say, what are the properties of ammonia? Ammonia has this property, oxygen has this property. They might ask you that, they might not ask you that. Why? Because Jamb knows that this is where you are going to focus your knowledge. You are not going to study anything that is related to the practical knowledge of it. So, if you are to study for chemistry, please take note of this in inorganic chemistry because your questions in chemistry will be coming out from mostly organic and inorganic chemistry. That is tip number 5. I think I said to you read and study effectively. So, if you are trying to check the practical that is there, that means you are trying to study the book. Not that you are trying to read, you are trying to study it. Because part of studying is checking the practical. That is the part of studying. I want to get out with what I'm saying. I'm sure that what. Now, before I move on with the tips, please, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget. I think the subscription box is waiting below. Just try to click on the box. Click on the subscription box altogether, and also click on the like button so that this video will be shared to many people, as much as possible in Nigeria, so that they can watch and also gain experience from this, from my research altogether. Now let's move on to tip number 6 that I want you people to. Yeah, the 6th tip is identify your weakness. I think that is the major problem that many students has. Let me give you my explanation for this tip. I think my first Jamb that I wrote, I think I had 191 in my first Jamb. Now, you see, this 191 that I had, I had weakness in 2 subjects. It was chemistry and English. Altogether, I don't like these 2 subjects, chemistry and English. I only like physics and mathematics. If it is possible for them to give me only physics and maths for my exam, I'll be very happy. Altogether, but I noticed that in my first Jamb, I had 45 in chemistry and I had 39 in English. So I hate these 2 subjects so much. So because of that, I noticed that this is my true weakness. What did I do? I need to focus when I want to write my second Jamb that I wrote altogether. I focus more on chemistry and English. Altogether, I know about my mathematics. I know that even though I don't read mathematics or physics, I'll surely score above 90. Are you getting something now? Or let me say above 80. Now, so I started studying chemistry. I started studying it. On a daily basis, I gave myself, okay, this is the timing. I'll study chemistry in the morning. I will try to answer questions. Maybe when I study one topic in the morning, I'll try to cross-check question that is being set on that topic. Audio question, I'll check, can I answer this question? If I can answer it, I'm good to go in that topic. I'll go to another topic. So I spend most of my time in studying chemistry and English. Why? Because I noticed that this is my weakness. Altogether, so study this thing. Identify your weakness in every subject I want to do. If this is my weakness, then study that. And again, some of you might understand physics, no chemistry, no mathematics or biology or English, anyone you are going to pick. Altogether, maybe in your chemistry, you have a weakness in a topic. Like many students hate inorganic chemistry. Let me be sincere with you. We don't like inorganic chemistry. And anything that deals with chemistry of metals, that is a problem. A huge problem for us. That's a huge problem for us. Altogether. Now, this is serving as a weakness. So if you know that this is your weakness, you don't want to study for Jamb. You understand that, okay, organic chemistry, I can understand anything about it. But don't forget, you don't know anything about organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is even crazy. Altogether. Now, if it is organic chemistry, then you spend most of your time. If you are reading other topics for like 1 hour, altogether, try to study the inorganic chemistry or the chemistry of metal for like 2 hours. But if you are now I said, let me tell you, reading and studying. Don't just read it as if you are reading novel. And the chemistry of sodium is also this. They are reading novel. If you want to study, you study in a what? In a kind of huge way. How do you study? Okay, I'll cross-check. These are some common things that they will ask you when it comes to chemistry of metals. One of the major things is ores of metal. Should understand the ore. How is this metal being extracted from their ore? You need to understand the extraction process. Not only to know that iron is being extracted using what? From what is ore. What is the name of the ore of iron? It's extracted from hematite. They will ask you about the ore of iron, ore of aluminium, bauxite, so this is galena. Yes, you should understand what type of ore do we extract this element from. You need to understand each of the ore one by one. But one of these things is that what? You know that what? Iron is being produced from a blast furnace. Altogether, now, if you have to study metals and its compound, focus more on what is the reaction that is found inside the blast furnace. Because there are questions will be measured on the reaction and the byproducts in the blast furnace. They are going to be asking you questions on this. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Because there are some things that will be acting as an impurity in the blast furnace just for the extraction of iron. You need to focus your studying on this. Are you getting what I'm saying? They might just only draw the diagram. If it is possible for you to memorize the diagram, are you getting what I'm saying? Check it very well, understand the diagram. From there, you can know, okay, where are they focusing their questions? Sorry that I'm using this. For those of you that are studying economics, it is actually the same thing. I get something now. Actually, because I didn't really know much about economics, but I knew something about economics that some of their questions, let's say for instance, if you are studying like cost and revenue, for instance, I get something now. I noticed that some of the questions under cost and revenue are being gotten from their graph. They love to set graph for you in Jamb. I get something now. If they are not giving you calculation, you are going to be given what? Graph to analyze graph. If you don't really understand, that is the major problem of the commercial student. You hate mathematics. Because you hate mathematics, you don't like graph. And if you don't like graph, then you have high probability of failing economics. That's why you see many people scoring low in economics in Jamb. For them to score like 90 plus, why is it that it's only meant for science? It's not meant for science. It's meant for commercial students also. But how do you study? You are going to study in depth. by studying not only the calculation, like cost. You know there is calculation of marginal cost, what do you call this, your cost I normally calculate. You are going to calculate what? Average fixed cost, average total cost. You are going to calculate your total cost itself. But do you know that each of these costs has their own curve? How do you relate the curves with the costs? You need to understand that. Are you getting something now? How do I know? Okay, if the curve is kind of a curve upward like this, it shows that the market price, the cost is increasing as the quantity is increasing. How do you know that? You need to understand that. These are ways of studying. Are you getting something now? To identify your what? Your weakness, and also ways of studying effectively. Are you getting? So if you want to study, don't just do periphery and just do very let me just no. After the Jamb is coming by next year, I'm going to be practicing CBT. That is another error that many students make. On a yearly basis, they made that error. Now, another thing is that what? After you've studied what, to identify your weakness, then in number 7 tip that I'm going to be giving to you is the practice of Jamb past questions. Before I start today, I'm going to be recommending one of the best Jamb past questions for you that you can use to study, which is known as what? Jamb Remis. Jamb Remis series. Jamb Remis series is one of the best Jamb past questions. Jamb Remis series. You can get it in all subjects. I think they have their Remis series in maths, physics, chemistry, biology, English. I think government. They have government also. They have economics. Yeah, economics. All together. I think this is the series that they have. So they only have mathematics. Yeah, they only have these 7 series: math, physics, chemistry, biology, English, government, and economics. So you can get these 7 series. It is very useful. It's very useful because I also use that for my Jamb, and I advise my students to use this also. So you can get past questions, but you need to ask a but. Why is that having a but? The but is that what I've seen a student in the past. Many of students, whenever they say they should study past questions, they tend to fool themselves. We said, Jamb questions are always repetition from the past question. But let me be sincere with you. Repetition does not mean that they are repeating the question the way it has been said before. Many students, because they heard that the Jamb question is repetition, what do? The next thing that they do is that what? I have a student that went to memorize everything in the past question, then put everything in They put everything on their what? In their brain altogether. But should I advise you on something? Do you know what this guy is called? It's called 150 plus 154. That's what this guy is called. Why is it like that? Why? Because I believe that memorizing the past question, when you get to the examination, or one of the questions in the past question was shown up. Yeah, it is true. A question will show up in the past question, but don't forget that this question has been twisted for you. They only twisted the question so that you now understand what is there. So one thing is that what? If you have to study, don't memorize the past questions. Don't ever think of memorizing the past question. Try to study with the past question. Why you want to use the past question? If you are studying a topic, that's why I said I recommend this Jamb series for you. Because in this series, they make sure that each of they did the past question chapter by chapter. For example, you that are studying on physics, for instance, altogether you want to study physics of motion. They what? Combine all your questions that have been set on motion together as a topic under what? Motion, and with well explained what? Explanation. Altogether. Not so if you are done with reading metals, then you can easily cross-check all your questions that have been set on metal for the past years in Jamb. Altogether. So I recommend you to get this Jamb Remis series. So you can get it anywhere in the bookshop in Lagos or in Ibadan. You get what I'm saying? So you can get this for Jamb Remis series, and it's what helpful for you. That is for you that want to score above 75 in your Jamb. Altogether, I think that would work. Okay. Please don't join them to memorize all your past questions and what? To memorize everything offhand. Please don't join them. Altogether, try to study separately and study with your past question. Another mistake that most of us make is that what? We tend to be doing CBT practice every day by day. Without, some people are not studying, they are only studying, they are only doing CBT practice because because they said they want to write Jamb. The next thing that they are going to be doing, they'll get CBT practice. I think many tutorials also do that for students. Yeah, let me be teaching you on CBT practice. They don't teach them what is important, and the student does not even know what is important. The next thing that was kilo by CBT practice any. I had 129. It's too low. I have 179. Don't forget that you are doing the same set of questions. The same set of questions, you're only trying to memorize. So there's no difference between you are using past question and you're doing CBT practice. I didn't say it should work. Now, it is better for you to use CBT practice altogether. Only when you want to test yourself on what you've already studied. But don't just depend on only the CBT practice. You need to read, study the question, the topic one by one, and understand what they are talking about. Now, the next thing I'll be talking to you today is believe in yourself. I think that's one of the errors that I've been getting from many students. I'll ask some students that, well, what do you want to study? Some students will say, well, me, 300, that is rubbish. That is nonsense. Now, what do you wish to study? Even though you know that your capability is not up to 300, try to aim high. Because if you don't aim high, you might fail. Altogether, some people will be aiming that they want to score only 200. They only need 200 for them to gain admission. That is rubbish. Yeah, you know that what? You can't score 300. But think about, okay, I want to score 280. So at least you have to score your score. You have to have a score, you should have like something like 250. Don't say that what? I want to have 200. Because if you say you want to have 200, let me be sincere with you. You have 180. 180 is too good. You are going to have 120. Why? Because you are belittling yourself that you can't do. You don't believe in yourself. The first thing I want, believe in yourself that you can make it in life. Even though in life, no matter how difficult life is going, try to what? Believe in yourself that you can make it. And if you have a belief in yourself, that's the only time that you can make it in life. But if you don't believe in yourself, you can't make it. The same thing applies to your Jamb exam. If you want to pass exam, your Jamb exam, believe in yourself that you can do it. Altogether, then study. It is true the belief, that's what will make it towards study hard. But if you don't have belief in yourself, let me lie to you, you can't study. Altogether. So believe, just give yourself a task. Let me give you an instance. I know I can score up to 390, but I know I can do it. But when I want to write my Jamb, I just say, oh, I want to score 390. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Whenever I now pasted this, I did like in form of writing, I write all over my books, and then I pasted it all over my room. So anytime I'm waking up, I just wake up in the morning, I just saw the wall, I just saw 390. All over the wall, I saw 390. Get to a stage that my sisters, my younger ones are asking me, brother Azad, isn't it that you are getting mad like this? I said, no, it's not that I'm mad. I'm not mad. I only have the focus. So whenever I see the 390 on the wall, I always take my book direct. 390. I must score this 390. I get something now. Why? Because I aim high. I know I might not score that, but I aim high to score 390. When I'm to score my Jamb score, you know what I scored? I had 307. And then let me give you the analysis of my Jamb. I think my physics I had 92. My chemistry I had 83. If I'm not mistaken, I had 83. And my mathematics I think I had 86 or 87. I've forgotten. Then my English I know I had 50. Altogether, these are I scored my mark in Jamb. You grab. Why am I able to score as high as this? It's just because I aim high and I'm able to score something that is unexpected. Altogether, so please, I will advise you, don't take yourself as low by saying, "Oh, me, I cannot go. The 200 is not meant for me. The 300 is not meant for me. It's meant for the scholar." There is no one that is scholar. Everyone is a scholar. Altogether, it's only left for you to discover your talent. Where are you a scholar in? Davido is a scholar in music. Whiskey is a scholar in music. Likewise, you might be a scholar in one field that you don't know. Altogether, so don't let that work. Don't belittle yourself by saying, "I can't make it in life. I can't make this. I can't score high." Altogether, I think that was not for that. Another thing I would advise students, because many students make mistake of this by believing that let them stay at home. If they stay at home, they can easily score high in Jamb. No, there are some things that you don't know. That even though you study all your books, you can't see it. It is even better for you to stay with people. Stay with people that what? So that when they are bringing little questions, they are bringing questions, you can easily get knowledge, experience from the question that they are giving to you. Altogether, from there you know, I need to have not read this, I need to study this. So attend Jamb tutorial. I get something and attend your Jamb tutorial. So for those of you that are what, let me give you, for those of you that are staying within expo area axis, like you know that what, you are staying within what expo area axis, or you are staying within Aja, or let me say Ibejuleki. Yeah, there's a tutorial that is what going on at what Ekpe. Yeah, it is not far from Access Bank. Let me say the what Itaman Ekpe. The number of tutorials is in Access Arena Academy. In this tutorial, we give a lot of students their basic on how to what, pass their Jamb, and we taught them what they need in Jamb. So we have our morning class and we have our what, evening class. You can join us, and you can also enroll for other tutorial centers that I run. I think Adams College is what also there for you to enroll at. So you can enroll at each of these tutorials to just get knowledge. I get me. It is better for you to get knowledge from the experienced one, those that have did this exam. They've done this exam for long, so you can get knowledge from them altogether. So I think that's for that. And also we are going to be organizing at Access Arena Academy. We are going to be organizing our first online Jamb class. For those of you that are not in Ekpe, maybe you want to join our class but you don't want, you're not in Ekpe, so you can also join our Telegram channel altogether. So we are going to be organizing an online class on our Telegram. So for those of you that is going to be joining us for online class, then I'll be dropping my number below in the screen now. Try to contact me, and just my WhatsApp number, just message me on WhatsApp. I'll be responding to your message, and then message me by saying I want to register for your Jamb class, online Jamb class. Then I'll be adding it to our Telegram group, whereby we are going to be explaining to you what you need to understand about Jamb, how do you pass your Jamb, and then we are going to be teaching you every topic one after the other altogether. So attend the Jamb tutorial is very, very important for you. Then the number 11th tip I'm going to be giving to you is that is another error. You need to care for your body and health. Many students read, they will read to the extent that they will forget to bath in the morning, forget to bath in the evening. That does not make you to score 300 in Jamb. It is better for you to read, are you getting, with limited time, than for you to read with what? Much time and fail. Are you getting what I'm doing here? Now, try to care for your body. Bathe when it's expected to bathe, because you not bathing is going to cause sickness into your body. Try to get get your bathing this thing and bathe. Are you getting me? Now, your health is very, very important, because it is this health that you want to use to do the exam. I think I have an experience of a student that was studying for Jamb, I think in the past. This girl has studied a lot to the extent that the girl normally read 22 hours in a day. To the extent that she rarely have time for resting. Why? Because she wants to score 300 plus in Jamb. Then she started reading. You get to a stage when the exam is about 1 week to the exam. When it's about 1 week to the exam, what happened? She got knocked down. Her brain is locked. So let's say now nothing is coming out from the brain, nothing is going into the brain. I've never experienced this in my life. Nothing is coming out and nothing is going into the brain. What is happening? And the Jamb exam remained like 1 week. This girl cannot, if she is reading, she will not understand anything. And if you teach her from day to tomorrow, she will not understand. Until I say the only solution to her problem is for her to get rest. She needs to sleep. Why? Because it is important for you to sleep like 8 hours in a day. Pick a time. It is just only 3 hours I want to use to study. Study for that 3 hours is very, very good for you, to your body, than you study for 10 hours. Because you are kind of endangering your health. Just because you want to score high in Jamb. And you might not even score that high score in Jamb. Are you getting something now? But if you keep yourself healthy and you check you care for your body, I'm sure that you can score very high in Jamb. And the last but not be the least, I think this is what I'm going to be ending my tip today. The last tip I'm going to be giving to you today is for you to stay informed on Jamb news. Many people have studied for long. They've studied. Now when it's not time for the exam, altogether they are not informed. Some of them does not even know when they are to write the exam. I think I have experience of that girl, one lady like that. Yeah, she has studied a lot for the exam. Could you believe that the day of exam for this lady, she forgot. She slept off. The day of her exam, she did not know the day of her exam. Something when they got to the CBT center, when they printed their slip, they don't know where is my center. We have a lot of experience like that. The first thing that you need to know about Jamb news, print your CBT slip. After printing your slip, okay, where is my center? Try to go and locate the center. Some people will be going to their center the day of the exam. They will not be going to wrong centers. We have experience of that. Someone does not really understand what anything about the exam. Some of their center will be at A, they'll be going to B, and they will not stay there longer. When it is about to start the exam, they will check their sleep. My center is not in B, it is in A. They will not need to take box again. Don't forget that what traffic in Nigeria is what kind of serious. So many people miss examination because of what? Because of not getting informed about the Jamb news, about what Jamb. So you need to get yourself informed about what Jamb news. What is going on? Are they going to postpone the exam? When are they going to write the exam? When is my own time for the exam? And what is the date of my exam? Not that your time is tomorrow, your date is tomorrow, you are not going to the examination hall today because your friends are going there. Please get informed. That is the only thing that can make you score high in your Jamb. So if you like this, please don't forget to what? Subscribe. Click on the subscribe button and the like button to like our video, and also share with your friend. Thanks for watching.